Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
And I'm Dustin.
And here's our non-spoiler review for Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 was directed by David Leitch and stars Reynolds, Josh Brolin, Zazie, Beetz, and Julian Dennison. The Merc with the Mouth is back and must protect a young mutant from an all-powerful Cable. Like we said, this is non-spoiler, so we're going to keep this short. We're going to keep it simple, and we're not going to talk about spoilers. And I am playing with the idea of maybe disabling the comments too, just so they don't...
because there's actually a lot of things.
It's not spoilers, but it's like the jokes. Like I don't want to like say a joke and then you guys go see the movie and you're like, they ruined it for us, and I don't want anyone else to put that down there either. So I think I'll disable the comments until the movie comes out.
Yeah, because that's really the biggest thing about this movie is the fact that there are so many jokes and so many gags and so many things that they're throwing out at you that honestly, after the first time we watched it, we missed half of the jokes because people were laughing so hard.
You mean, are you saying in this viewing, in this screening that we just saw?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if you were talking about the first Deadpool or the second Deadpool. Either way,
well, it was also true about the first Deadpool,
yeah, it's kind of true about the first one. So I just want to like throw it way back to Deadpool, the first one. And I was wondering if it was going to, I was worried a little bit, but then not so much because I like the trailer so much and the marketing is like on point. But I was like thinking, could it possibly be a fluke that the first one was that good? Like a rated R movie, they got Deadpool just right. Can the second one even match up? And I will speak for myself. I absolutely loved it. I'm still fighting it out whether or not I like the first one better or the second one better.
But it definitely holds its own.
Yeah.
It definitely holds its own against the first one. I personally thought that there were some of the jokes I liked a lot better in this one. Mm-hmm. Some of the jokes hit me a lot harder. But I would have to say what this movie does lack that the first one doesn't quite have is this as strong of a story.
Wait.
The first one has a better story structure.
Okay, sorry.
The second one is a little it's just not as strong.
I think you and I were saying that when we were leaving the theater, and I said that to you coming down the escalator, and I was like, I think I like the first one just a little bit more because it has a direction of where it's like a good origin story of like who Deadpool is and what happens to him when, once he gets his mutant powers and how it affects his life and how he becomes, Merc with the Mouth and things like that. And I feel like in this one, yes, there's a story. Yes, there is a direction they're going, but it's a little bit, it's not as tight of a storyline. Like where there's other things that are grabbing your attention because they've added new characters to this one. And with that, I want to say, out of all the new characters, yes, we're going to talk about Cable. I'm going to let you talk about Cable because you were a lot more knowledgeable about Cable. For me, the new standout is Domino. I really liked her, and I questioned it going in because I wasn't sure if we needed Domino. I was like, why don't we just get the old cast back and just move the story forward with just those people? But I take all that back, and I really liked her so much. Zazie Beetz, I'm not too familiar with her work. I think she's in Atlanta, the show, but like other than that, I don't really know much of her work, so I didn't really know how she was going to be as Domino. And I 100% loved her. And
I also love how they portrayed her power too. Mm-hmm. The fact that they say it in the trailer, her power is luck, and they show you kind of little snippets of what that means. But the way they fully execute it in the movie just makes you go, "This is a really fun character to shoot."
Yeah,
and it is very cinematic.
I kind of want to be her. It's pretty fantastic.
And to where I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just really funny how everything works out and how it's all played out, and you can really tell that it's her power at work. But by far, I'd have to say it's Deadpool and Domino, who are my two favorite characters.
The shining stars in this one.
And she's so sassy too.
She's great. She's fantastic. And let's talk about Cable a little bit.
Cable's a little fun. I have a little bit of a hard time with Cable though because I know all of the not all of the comic books, but I had already had a kind of experience with Cable through the comics. Mm-hmm. And I have Cable #1. So, but I have to admit, they really kind of dumbed down his powers a little bit.
Okay.
They did introduce, no, I'm not going to say that, actually. That'd be a spoiler.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything.
Move
past that. But I like the way Josh Brolin portrayed Cable. and I like how what they ended up doing with his character to make him really fit a little bit better into the cinematic Deadpool universe.
I mean, for me,
I guess you could say,
because we just saw Infinity War not too long ago, all I could see was Thanos. I was like, just add a little purple, just sprinkle with a little purple on him, and you have Thanos.
No, you're right.
So it's just really funny that and they made a joke about that in the trailer, which I thought was kind of like funny. It's on the nose, and I don't hate it. I also want to talk about the new character who's kind of like the catalyst, who so in the first one we kind of get his story with Vanessa, and I feel like in this one we really get it with this new kid who kind of brings the team together and the cast together, who is Julian Dennison, plays the young mutant that is in the movie. I liked him. He's great. He held his own with all the other adult seasoned actors. Okay. But probably to me the weaker link out of the movie. And I'm not saying it in like it's not like a bad thing. It's I feel like I'm nitpicking here. But if I had to say anything negative, it would probably be about that.
Yeah, I really didn't think that his character, he didn't really draw you in. He didn't really make you interested in what he was doing or his feelings or anything. I really did not feel attached to this kid.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they could have made it to where you felt a little bit more of what this kid was going through.
Yeah.
So that was it's kind of like the weak villain in a sense.
Sure, yeah.
Of like the Marvel, the problem that Marvel has.
Yeah,
Even though this isn't Marvel, this is Fox.
But you guys, I like this movie so much. I was worried that it just wouldn't be as good as the first, as in it failed so miserably, where you're just kind of like, all right, the first one's a total fluke, then they just had like a one-hit wonder. But and you know, with the director Tim Miller leaving the project and bringing on David Leitch, I think that was what the issue was, and I kind of wonder like, is it gonna work out when, you know, you had like the dream team, I feel like, when they had Tim Miller together. But you guys, like, I feel like they didn't miss a beat.
No,
I feel like the director did a really great job. The fight scenes are really, really good. It is just as brutal, just as
more so. Actually, I think they took it
a
step further with the gore and the action. They had a lot bigger action scenes in this one than they did with the first one. I think they really drove. The first one was really driven more on the character and more on kind of like his kind of smart ass kind of mouth, whereas this one is definitely trying to hit those fandom jokes and hitting that action and that violence. Then that's where you have the problem of the story kind of failing and only really two characters that really stand out. Yeah,
I have to agree with you. But with all that said, those are our likes and dislikes about the movie. So Dustin, go ahead with your rating.
I'm definitely going to give it a catch it opening night. It's one of those things that it's actually really fun to see with an opening night crowd.
Yes.
Because you're all going to be laughing at the same points. A lot of you are going to be like, yeah, woo! It's the hooting and hollering that's going to be with this movie. Catch it opening night.
Yeah, you guys believe the hype. My rating for this movie is the same as Dustin's. Catch it opening night and then buy yourself a ticket later on so you can go back and catch up on all the jokes you missed.
Yeah, go see like a matinee, because then no one will be in there and you'll be able to hear all the jokes.
And then make sure you stay until the credits, because I'm not going to tell you what the scene is, but there's post-credit scenes.
Two post-credit scenes. Yep. So after you see the second one, there's not a third one.
You guys, if this review is not enough for you, make sure you become a Patreon. Support us there. That's where we're going to be posting our spoiler-filled review, so we can talk about all the jokes we liked, all the other scenes that we liked that I almost spilled just now, and we can get real nerdy with it, I guess. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.